Hi, so my name's Avery Keenan, and I'm going to be teaching you guys about the Great Blue Heron in today's episode of Birding 101. So this is a male and female Great Blue Heron, and you may be wondering, how is that even possible? Well, both birds look the same, but male herons are larger than the females, weighing about 6 to 8 pounds, while the females are smaller, weighing about 4.5 to 6 pounds. And the male's beak is also longer than the female's, but then again, it is hard to tell the gender without two birds in comparison, and they normally travel alone too, making it even harder. Great blue herons are very large and tall birds, and they have a grayish blue coloring with a long yellow to orange bill, and they have a black crown. So this is a juvenile great blue heron, and you may be wondering, what is a juvenile? A juvenile is simply just what we call a teenage bird. So even the juvenile great blue herons are still very large and tall, and they have grayish blue coloring and a pale belly with dark neck streaks and brown outer feathers mixed in, and the bill is sometimes more dusky colored than the adults. So now we are going to be listening to a great blue heron call. Great blue herons actually have tons of adaptations to help them survive out in the wild. For one, they can live in freshwater or saltwater, so the habitat right behind me, our swan pond, is the perfect habitat for great blue herons. Sometimes they do come out here, but we don't see them too often. And they can either be found in grasslands as well, or sometimes agricultural fields. And they really can eat anything that they can have a striking distance on. So they like to eat a lot of fish and insects, or sometimes they even eat mammals. So they aren't really picky. So this is a picture of a great blue heron nest, and their nesting habits are kind of extraordinary. They usually nest in trees, but they will nest on the ground or in bushes if trees are not available. And their nests are at least 100 feet off the ground. And the male will bring the twigs to the female while she weaves the nest together. And then they will line it with pine needles, moss, or dried grass. And this can take 3 to 2 weeks to make. And the nests are huge. They are about 4 feet wide by 3.5 feet deep. You can also tell from this picture that it is breeding season, since both of the heron's feathers are looking a little bit shaggy. So this is an example of a nesting colony of great blue herons, and there can sometimes be up to 500 individual nests, which is pretty crazy. So these are great blue heron eggs, and there are normally 2 to 6 eggs in a clutch, and there are 1 to 2 broods. And the eggs will hatch in about 27 to 29 days, and the chicks will leave the nest in about 49 to 81 days. And the eggs are a pale blue color, and when the eggs hatch, the chicks are covered in pale gray down, and they can even make some vocalizations. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Birding 101. To see more birding videos, check out our Facebook page or our YouTube channel.